Live and direct, put it in perspective.
Live and direct, put it in perspective. Half of the put it in perspective, boys. Favorite perspective. Some people call me El Mundo Telemundo. Hit your SAP button just in case. But you know we got to start this from Santo Domingo. But this time we're taking a private jet to Wall Street. So I just wanted to get into really AT&T. But before I get into that, lately we did some crypto stuff before. And speaking of, Elon Musk is like the iconic, the face of crypto headlines nowadays, and whatever he says goes. As of right now, it's at 43,348 right at the moment. This is after Elon Musk implies that he's going to sell whatever shares or whatever Bitcoin that Tesla owns, which is a year after he said Tesla is gonna start taking Bitcoin in as currency to be able to trade in for a Tesla car. If you had a Bitcoin and it was going up to 50,000, I don't it in logically speaking, yeah, I would trade this Bitcoin for that car. You might do that. But realistically, how many people were actually going to do that? Elon Musk knows that. He went from when he became a mainstream name. When he was starting to become a mainstream name, let's start there. Steve Jobs was the CEO icon. The only other CEOs that were as well known as Steve Jobs were probably like rappers, right? Like they made it cool to be a CEO. And Steve Jobs was that. If he was even a CEO, we're just talking about the face of an organization. And the way Steve Jobs presented Apple in the 2000s after he returned to Apple with the iPad, the iPod, iTunes, and then eventually the iPhone, the way his presentation went along was iconic turtleneck, black turtleneck. He takes the stage. He has this show for, what is it, an hour, whatever the Apple event is. And it was a cool thing. We really didn't know much about Steve Jobs. We would hear little rumors here and there. And that was the way to present it. Social media was not as popular or as impactful to the world as it is now. So fast forward, Elon Musk is now watching that, but now his prominence is on the social media platform, which is way more zoomed in on the personality and the life of a person, the lifestyle. So, you know, he was I don't say used, but they used him to create or influence the Iron Man, the movie character Iron Man. He saw what celebrity can do. I think he was inspired by the Kanyes and the Donald Trumps of the world, and probably a whole bunch of other examples on Twitter where you can impact the trending topic of the day just by saying something salacious, whether it's true or not. And I think that is the vehicle that he used, along with, because if you watch his Tesla presentations when he presents like a new car, that's still Steve Jobs thing. You know what I mean? So he took that, he sampled that. If this was like a rap song, he sampled Steve Jobs thing. And now he's sampling from Kanye and Donald Trump. And he's all in one, creating this Elon Musk pump and dump personality, where Tesla was not making money for such a long time. And now you have them. They finally started making money last year, meaning whatever amount of money they spent, they finally started making more than that last year. It became a viable business in 2020. Along with that, he jumps into the Bitcoin realm. Now, he played Bitcoin the same way he played Tesla for the public. If the CEO is the product or part of the product, and he's going to take it on the chin anyway, he can make Tesla seem bigger than what it is at the moment. So the same thing with Bitcoin. He helped push the narrative for cryptocurrency. And he said, you can trade a Bitcoin for a Tesla car. That's what he announced. Now, if you think about it, how many right now it's Bitcoin's at 43,000, like I said, $43,387. You can use one Bitcoin if you own it to help you pay off a Tesla car, right? That can happen. Up until Saturday, when Elon Musk announced that you can no longer do that. After being able to make, I think it was they earned $100 million in Bitcoin, can't say profit, but value within Tesla the last quarter. So up until Saturday, the normal person, you and I, if you had Bitcoin, can trade that Bitcoin, whatever amount, and buy a Tesla car. Now, the problem is how many people are actually going to do that? Elon Musk knew not many people were going to trade the Bitcoin for a Tesla car, especially when Bitcoin is going up and the craze is there. He's treating Bitcoin the same way that he did Tesla. And I ain't mad at him. Call him a scammer if you want. I do, but but it is what it is. I think that's where I'm at with Bitcoin and Elon Musk. If I remember whatever else I wanted to talk about, I'll speak on it. The other thing I really wanted to talk about was AT&T. AT&T is going to be the competition for Disney. I've been saying it since they bought DirecTV outright. They bought them for too much money, and DirecTV did not have they had actually had a DirecTV Live, which I thought AT&T would utilize. They didn't. I thought they were able to spin DirecTV because they had, if I'm not mistaken, DirecTV or Dish Network owns Sling TV, but DirecTV, which is a streaming app. So you have Sling TV owned by Dish, a satellite company, and DirecTV had DirecTV, whatever it's called, a DirecTV app where you can watch DirecTV on your application. The problem was it was major competition, and it's hard for everyone else to just download DirecTV all of a sudden. So I did think AT&T would be able to spin that into their version of a cable company. Where the cable offers you NBC, CBS, ESPN, all these other channels. But now everyone's creating their own app. So DirecTV is in competition with everybody, essentially. And you see all these other companies, the Viacoms of the world, CBS of the world, Nickelodeon, they have their own apps or they're joining with somebody else to be on their platform as an app. Now AT&T announced a merger between them, the Warner Media business that they purchased from Time Warner with the Discovery Channel. So you have HBO essentially with HGTV. The main reason why I've always pitched AT&T, and I couldn't figure out why they messed this up. They bought DirecTV for $50 billion, and now they're worth $16 billion roughly. They were able to sell 30%. 30% of DirecTV they sold for $7 billion. I forgot the name of the company. I'll put it up here. They made the Time Warner purchase. That gave them ownership of HBO, TNT, TBS, CNN. So now you have HBO, which we know has been around my entire life, as the premier television sort of network, right? Like they changed the way we watch TV because of The Sopranos. It's definitely its own like luxury almost channel, but Netflix changed all of that, right? Netflix changed, they tainted the luxury or upper level studio, television studios. So HBO, who was still making a lot of money on its own, they have plenty of subscribers. They have that in the bag. They have live television with Bill Maher. Some people are, they like the DC Marvel stuff. You have the Warner Studios, which Christopher Nolan was critical of, but they have that in the bag. You have TNT and TBS, which shows sports, live sporting events. I don't know how that's going to change because of COVID, but COVID is like not ending, but we're changing everything from there. And live basketball, they still have a contract in place with the NBA. So you're in direct competition with Disney in a sense, yes, but you don't have to compete for the airspace for basketball because they get their days on ESPN and ABC, and TNT has their own days, and they have their own iconic show with Barkley inside the NBA with Barkley, Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson, and now Shaq, who's fitting in way better now than when he first got in there. And also you had CNN, which was live news, which I thought they could always spin. And here's the thing with CNN. If they were smart, if AT&T was smart and now the Discovery, I think since you're already the left-wing people, the easiest thing you can do is fire everyone from top to bottom. Hire the Joe Rogans of the world. On the Hill, you have Isager and Crystal Ball, Kyle Kalinske. If they want to take a shot and take Jimmy Dore on, you should be the total opposite of Fox News, and you would capture everyone and captivate everyone. I know Joe Rogan's in the deal with Spotify and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure you can work something out. You can start by extending an olive branch to someone like the co-host of The Hill, Kyle Kalinski's of the world, people like that, because CNN is just obviously they've been caught talking about we got to get Trump out of office. It's obvious what both sides are doing, and all they want to do is make money anyway. And CNN does not make money; they are in debt. AT&T wanted to get rid of them, and now they spun them off into this other entity, and that is no longer a part of their debt, which is what this thing is about here. So they're going to be behind Verizon in debt, which is crazy that they're both the top indebted companies. Warner Discovery merger, they're an app now. So now, yes, they're in competition with Netflix and Disney, but Verizon is not in the same game. They don't create apps. They haven't created a platform like this. They have to make a deal with Disney. They make deals with Spotify and Netflix to provide a bundle for their customers. They're going to have to do the same thing with HBO. So that means that Verizon has to now pay AT&T out of their bundle packages. So AT&T essentially is going to not only knock their own debt down, they're going to be dipping into Verizon's pockets. And that's not even like the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for me is they're in competition with Verizon, right? Because they're both cellular services. They're in competition with Netflix and Disney because they have the streaming service with HBO, like HBO, TNT, now Discovery, HGTV. But they also have the internet. Netflix can't provide that. Verizon does, but they don't provide you with Netflix or Disney. So AT&T has all of these things that they can use to dominate. June 8th of last year, 2020, 33.23. They passed it today. 33.71 was the high of the day. But they retreated because they didn't have a reason to go above that in the last day. Their market price hasn't been that high since in 2019. They were at 35, 39. They're not going to get that high again until things start falling into place. But I do like them a lot. This Warner Media and Discovery, it takes a lot of the debt out. 190 billion. You saw that from AT&T. Okay, so AT&T has chipped away its debt load and streamlined its business through a series of refinancings. It recently deviated from its debt diet when it pledged $23 billion on Spectrum to expand the 5G network, which is the C-band, and I could do a video on that later. So yeah, they did add $23 billion in debt in a sense because they want to use debt to expand and maintain not their dominance, because Verizon is number one, but at least their position in the cellular service. But this thing is a big deal for me. I guess this is a late full disclosure, but I do own AT&T stock. I'm not promoting them. I just really believe in them. So I am promoting them essentially. And yes, my first time putting this in the books, but I've spoken on this on the previous podcast. I try to start in the financial district. AT&T just being the premier, maybe a premier company in the near future. We shall see. Mundo Telemundo.
Live and direct, put in perspective.